Hello. Okay, so this video is basically going to be me turning this into this. And it's gonna be a full long form video of my whole creative process. So there's gonna be a lot of yapping. So get comfy, get a snack or a craft, and let's get into it. So basically, how this started for me was like many of you, I have fallen prey to our consumeristic society. And to be specific, I saw a couple of drop shippers advertise this shark blanket and it was super cute. And I thought like, okay, I want one. And so I asked my partner to get some of them and then we could like have matching shark blankets. And I thought it would be so fun to wear around all the time together. I was wrong. Okay? No. Like, who is wearing shark blankets in Singapore weather? Okay, and even when the air conditioning is on, it's like it's not even that cold. So like, yeah, it's just been sitting around in their cabinet and like rotting, and I was really regretful of like asking them to buy it and like not using it. So now I'm like, I need to do something about it. I need to fight this consumerism mind thing. So this is my attempt. Okay, so I thought of doing like a hoodie because it's kind of like, still a thing that keeps you warm, so like the material would work and like we could still be matchy, but hopefully like we'll actually wear it. And plus currently my partner is studying in the UK, or the UK as I like to call it. So it would actually help them with the cold there, and like hopefully like when I go there to visit them, I could wear it with them. And so I planned this to be kind of like a Christmas gift for them when I'm visiting them in December. But yeah, I know this video is like not posted in December because it takes a while to edit videos and stuff. I designed a couple of hoodies on my iPad at first, and I couldn't decide if I wanted it to be both cropped or both oversized because I like the idea of oversized. Like, for example, I'm wearing an oversized shirt right now, and I was thinking maybe we could both wear, oversized hoodies. It'd be super cute, but I don't wear any of my oversized hoodies these days because I want my fit to be seen. So I thought, okay, what if we do both cropped? Like, they look kind of cool in cropped sometimes, and like, we could both rock a cool crop style. And I was like wandering back and forth, like, oh, which style should I do? Then I realized that, hey, I am literally making this from scratch. Like, I'm not buying it from someone. It's not like a pre-made thing that I'm ordering a certain size of. I can do anything I want. And so I was like, okay, let's do both. For me, I wanted a cropped one because I just feel like it fits me more, and like in Singapore, it's warmer. Maybe I don't want the full heat coverage. So when I come back, I can still, wear it sometimes. And then for them, I think my partner prefers more like oversized fits. So I thought, okay, like I'll make an oversized one for them instead. So we have two different patterns that I have to make. But hey, who loves a challenge? Me! Okay, so the next problem was actually making it, like the construction of it. When like I was thinking about how I was gonna go about this, I definitely knew I would have to use a sewing machine. But your girl here has never touched a sewing machine. So I was a sewing machine newbie. I only have had experience with hand sewing. Like I have altered some of my clothes before, like hemming my skirts with lace, or like maybe I want to like cut a few things, make it smaller, make it bigger, or add some stuff around. Or like I've turned some dresses into skirts. But this is like a whole different ball game because it's like completely from like a pattern to a product. It's not really like, oh, I just make the dress cut off and then I turn it into a skirt. No, it's like literally from one thing to another thing that's completely like unrelated. other than maybe the hood part, like that part I was able to just cut from it, but you know what I mean. Yeah, so like I have never touched a sewing machine except for that one time I used my grandmother's very old sewing machine, and like maybe I didn't do like my due diligence, and so even though my dad was trying to teach me and he was helping me through it, I might have jammed it. So I got this really cheap one off of Carousel from like someone who sold it to me for $10, even though the retail price is $30 online, but it is a really cheap one. And I was like, okay, if I break this one, it's fine, because I just need to learn how to use it, and then I can upgrade to like a nice sewing machine when I know how to actually work the sewing machine and I won't spoil it. Anyways, getting into the actual making of it, I had a plan, and it basically involved like a multi-step process that I'm just going to like go through, and then you guys can just watch as I slowly create it, and then we'll see how it looks like at the end. Step 1 was to use an old hoodie that I had and cut it up into parts so that I can trace out the pattern for like the normal oversized hoodie, because I didn't want to buy a pattern when I had a pattern lying around. Oh, and I might have cut up the hoodie with a penknife, because this was before I found where the seam rippers were. Don't do this, guys. Guys, I literally checked inside the bag that the sewing machine came in, and there's this inside it, and look what I found! Seam rippers! Bruh. And don't feel bad for this hoodie, I was never going to wear it. It had a really nice shape, and I thought, you know, make use of your resources. Instead of buying a pattern, I can find a pattern from what I had. And yeah, like it's just some things like just don't fit my style, and so I find a way to either use it or sell it, and this is one of the ways I'm using it. So yeah, so what I did was I cut up the hoodie into the hood shape, the front, the back, and the sleeve, and also lastly the kangaroo pouch. And then I put it all like flat out onto paper, and then I traced it to get like a rough pattern. Okay, so the next step was step 2, and it was basically I needed to alter the sleeves patterns because I wanted like a shark fin shape, and then also to make a cropped hoodie pattern because I didn't have a cropped hoodie that I could trace. But I did end up tracing some of like my existing cropped clothing, and also like measuring my own like rib cage just to make sure it fits me well. And that was also accompanied by step 3, which was to make muslins for these patterns that I drew out. But scratch that, because I realized that I made them in the wrong fabric, because in my attempt to use more of my old clothing that I don't wear, I tried to use dry fit shirts. Hi, we're on the floor because this is the only place with enough space. So basically what happened now is I have created the pattern for the cropped version. I cut out some of my old dry fits. We have too many dry fits in circulation. Like, we do not need so many dry fits. And if any of you guys have ever experienced this mistake as well, you would know that dry fit is a stretchy fabric. And if you've ever tried to sew stretchy fabric for the first time, you would feel the pain of going, why doesn't it work? And why is the stitches not going through? And is my sewing machine broken? I only paid $10 for it, so maybe that's why it's broken. I barely got started on this entire thing, and now it is broken, and I only have like 2 weeks left. Okay, anyways, I found out my mistake, and I had to end up using this muslin fabric that I had for a different project. But since I haven't started on that different project, and this project was more dire, I was like, okay, sacrifices must be made, and certain priorities have to come first. So I decided to use it for this purpose, and it turned out great. The muslins were good for me to test out, you know, which sleeve I actually wanted. I ended up redrawing the sleeve according to one of my sister's hoodies, which was a lot more oversized and had like much wider sleeve holes, because I realized that the fin didn't really work because it was like a curved shape and it just doesn't work well in 3 dimensions. So I gave up on that idea. But then for the cropped hoodie, I also had to like see like how much length was okay for me, because like I didn't want it to sit too high that it looks too cropped, and I didn't want it to sit too low that it doesn't really look cropped. So yeah, that was another thing to figure out. And I was just doing a lot of testing, and then eventually I settled on the final pattern. Okay, at long last, I have all my pattern pieces finalized, and now it's time to cut the final fabric. Wish me luck. Okay, so step 4 was after I finalized everything, and this is very, very important because I don't want to be like cutting out my fabric that is very limited, by the way, because I only had like these 2 blankets and I didn't have any extra fabric, and if I wanted to match them like at a fabric store, it would be very difficult. So at this rate, I'm like, okay, I need to make sure that my patterns are correct, and I need to make sure I can lay them out and I have enough fabric for everything. And so I was basically like playing Tetris to like lay out the fabric, and once I finalized all my patterns, I cut them out. And this was really, really scary, but I did it, and I did realize that I ran out of white fabric, which honestly I thought wasn't too bad, because maybe white would be easy to get more of, or like I could look into what alternatives I had around the house, one of which was my unicorn plushie that unfortunately was not the prettiest unicorn of the lands, and also she took up a lot of space considering how big she was. So I had to unstuff her and keep her stuffing and fur for other purposes. And so I was like, great, I found a use for her fur, and I decided to cut up some of the pieces into the hem of the sleeves. And it was really nice, honestly. Like, call me Cruella de Vil, but like having unicorn fur on your wrists feel amazing. Okay, but I realized I still didn't have enough fabric for the hem of the jackets, so I ended up having to make an emergency trip to the craft store to get more fabric. And this was a lot harder than I imagined, because I thought like finding white fabric would be easy. I wasn't able to find any white blanket fleece. I only found like this like off-white, pink, white, especially when you put it next to like the rest of the fabric that I had, and if you saw it like on the jacket, it was just quite obvious that it was pink. So I ended up having to think of another solution that didn't involve coming back another day or going to another store, because I didn't have the time for that, because I was literally going to fly off in like a few days, like less than a week. And I walked around the store for a bit more, and then I saw this Christmas hat, this Grinch Christmas hat that had like a fluffy rim around the bottom of the hat. So that made me think like, hey, wait, since my arm sleeves are already fluffy, why not I just make the bottom fluffy as well? I just got that faux fur and it was like $10, so a win is a win. And so back home, I cut the fabric, and there was like so much fur in the air. Like literally, I was thinking maybe I should be wearing a mask for this. But at that point, I was so far into it, I was just like, okay, I guess I just have to suck it up, literally. And just hope that I don't die from like the fur that I breathe in. Like, it was literally so bad that like I couldn't bring drinks into the room without like fur just settling on the surface of my drinks. And so like low-key I was like dehydrated for that period of time as well. But yeah, I mean, aren't we all? Drink water! If you're seeing this right now and you haven't drank water in the past few hours, please drink water. Okay, slay. Unless your room is like full of fur, then in that case please get an air purifier, and I hope your first situation gets better. Yeah. Okay, so we have come to step 5, which is to actually make the hoodie, as in construct it, like sewing and sewing and more sewing. Like I literally woke up at 8 a.m. and then I sat on this chair and I was sewing, and then 11 p.m. rolls around and my eyes are stinging, I don't know, maybe from the fur, and I can't keep them open anymore, and I'm tired and I need to sleep, and so I go to sleep, and then the next morning I wake up at 8 a.m. again and I sew, and that was the whole week before I flew off. That was basically my entire schedule. Just wanted to show how everything is just stacked. It's all on my bed. But I was still like super excited about like the whole thing coming together. Oh my gosh, so I'm putting all the pieces lined up and it's like all coming together. I'm so excited. I was trying it out at every stage, and you know, I was checking like, okay, this part's coming together, and I was just really excited to see the final piece. And through sheer willpower and like the love of my partner and the love of the game, I constructed it. You know, I mean, like, I didn't finish it per se, but like I finished like the construction of it. So like I only was missing the little like embellishments on it for like the teeth and the hoodie strap and the X's on the sleeves. So at this point, it was like the day before I had to leave, and I realized that like there was no time to add on the accent pieces before I had to go. But luckily there was still like a couple weeks before Christmas, or I think like 1 week before Christmas when I flew over there. So I was thinking, okay, I have some time, right? So I decided I would just do the accent stuff over there. And since it's all like mostly hand sewing, so I didn't need my sewing machine for it, which was better because that's what I'm comfortable with. Okay, so by the time I got to the ook, my sleep schedule was kind of messed up from jet lag. So it was perfectly fine, honestly, for me to like wake up at like 5 a.m. and like work on the hoodie while my partner was sleeping. Obviously, I didn't want to work on it like every day because I wanted to enjoy what the ook had to offer and also spend time with my partner, obviously. So I only did it for some of the days I was there. And eventually I finished it like just before Christmas, like Christmas Eve. I finished it, I wrapped it up, and then I put it under a Christmas tree.
Big present.
Ah, so exciting.
Huge. I felt something in the onesie.
Did I leave a needle in there?
No, maybe. Yeah. It is a jacket now. Oh. Wow. Where did all of this come from? Ooh. I can wear it. I am it. Okay. Wait, you have your own too? Are we matching?
But mine's crap.
Yeah, mine isn't cropped.
Yes, so I think they really liked it, and honestly, I'm also so proud of myself because like some of the days when I was staying up doing this from like 8 a.m. to 11 p.m, it felt like I was working on my finals projects. and it was low-key so stressful, but like it was so worth it in the end. I mean, look at like us in the cute hoodies, it's so cute. And yeah, thank you so much for sticking around and watching my whole process and watching me struggle but eventually succeed. If you're having a meal while watching this, I hope it was delicious. And if you were making a craft, I hope it came out looking amazing. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. If I can post on time and regularly, and YouTube actually notifies you guys, and like you guys actually are returning. And yeah, but if you like this one, then like that's great. So I hope you liked it, and I hope that my audience will come back. And I know that there's a few of you who like really like watching my videos, and thank you guys so much. I feel like I'm wearing like a graduation robe.